Hi, hello everyone. Merry meet and welcome to the Astro Update. This is April the 19th and this is through April the 26th, and I hope that you are all doing well. I want to say a very happy birthday to all of you Tauruses out there. We have just entered Taurus season today. The sun moved into Taurus today, and we'll be transiting Taurus until May the 20th, when the sun will enter Gemini. So what is Taurus energy? Well, we all know that Taurus is hardworking, it's patient, it is independent, it's dependable, it's also feminine energy, and it's receptive. So it can be resourceful, and this is a very creative energy. It's a very loving energy. Taurus is, they love this is the energy that is about the arts, about creativity, love. They like the finer things in life. And it's productive. That's one thing about Taurus, is Taurus loves to be productive because Taurus is about producing. Taurus is an earth. The element of it is earth. So this is connecting us to Mother Earth. Venus is the planet of Taurus, and Venus has really been heavy in our astrology. She's went through a lot with her retrograde in Capricorn, and then with Mars walking side by side and helping her. When she was retrograde in Capricorn, she did a lot of work, a lot of internal work. And you know, it was hard for her. So she met up with Mars, and Mars helped her through the rest of Capricorn, protecting her and offering her that support. But of course, they separated over time because they both have their own path they have to walk. So now we have Venus that she is really making her way into our astrology now with being in Taurus. So hopefully we can open up to compassion. Hopefully we can have compassion again with amongst ourselves. We are also having a lot of Pisces energy, which is connecting to Venus as well. And when Venus is in Pisces, she's relaxed, she's romantic, she's very nurturing, compassionate, and loving. So this is really good energy of that. But now Pisces is one of those signs that is the culmination. Mars is in Pisces, so that's why it didn't feel like we were really in a Aries season. It went by really quick. Did y'all notice how fast that the Aries season went by? Yeah. So, you know, I really feel that as we go on, because we do have, in May, Jupiter will move into Aries, and then Venus, and then Mars. So we will have round 2 of that Aries energy. So anything that you're working on or something you wasn't able to begin, now, you know, then you will have that push and you should be able to do that. So Saturn, I don't want to forget about Saturn. Saturn is our father time. And he reminds us that, hey, you know, the clock's ticking. You've got to get moving, okay? There's things that's got to be done. And he is still squaring our nodes of faith, and that is our north and south nodes of the moon. And remember, when I say the north node is where we are going, and right now the north node is in Taurus. So this is really good energy. And then our south node, which is where we are coming from, where we've been, it's kind of like our past, that's in Scorpio. So what this is, with Saturn squaring, you know, the North Node in Taurus is about, you know, what is best for you, and what is, you know, what is it that you value, what is going to be for your highest good. And Saturn is there saying, hey, you really need to look at this. You really need to make sure, you really need to take your power back. And that is really, really what I'm feeling from this whole astrology. And with the South Node in Scorpio squaring Saturn, I do also feel that there could be people leaving your life. This is about releasing the past. It is about letting go. It's separating energy. So there could be, relationships that decide that, we've come to the end of our path together, and now I see that we are not going in the same directions. We both have a different idea of where we want to go. So I can see that there can be some separations going on. Now, when we look back at our full moon in Libra, this takes us to an Aries and a Libra axis. And this is, to me, all about relationships. And I know Aries is the I am, and it's just normally Libra about the relationships. But see, these two come together because when you're in relationships, you are in relationships with people. So this is really helping us to tap into understanding more of ourself. And it's really, making us, look at how we relate to others and, what's going on between us and others. When you're working on your inner self, when you are understanding yourself, you're clearing out those demons, those bad habits, those addictions, those sort of things. Aries is I am. And those are two very, very powerful words because you are putting a focus on yourself there. So please be aware when you are saying I am. It's placing a lot of energy there. So, we have to look at how we are relating in relationships. And, maybe we are acting from our wounds in some relationships. Maybe we need to work on that. And also for our full moon, we had the sun squaring Pluto. Now, I will say that the sun is still squaring Pluto, and this is really about surrendering the self and surrendering to a higher power. That's really hard for Aries as well, is surrendering. And that's, Mars right now is in Pisces, so that's what he's having to do. He's having to surrender. And this is not a bad surrender. This isn't about I'm losing. This is about, okay, I see that there is a higher meaning here. There is a higher purpose. There is something that I am supposed to be doing, something I'm supposed to be sharing, and I need to surrender myself to that change and allow that to integrate, or allow myself to integrate. It can be hard. It can be hard. When I talk about my spiritual path, it was a long time before I focused it, before I really, was able to just set everything aside and go for it, because it required work on my end that I didn't know what would be the outcome. It was an unknown future that I couldn't see around the corner. So I did not know what this would change, what this change would bring to me. This focus, the growing that I would do. It's scary because that means sometimes when we grow, we leave people behind. We leave places behind. We leave things that we once loved and meant a lot to us behind. So it's a very scary thing. But Pisces is one of the things about Pisces is like let go and let God. It's about trusting that divine, trusting God, goddess, divine, universe, whatever you wish to call it. It's about understanding that there's a bigger picture here, and to come out of your ego a little bit, to surrender that ego. And even though it's important, I'm not saying get rid of it. Egos are important, so it's about surrendering that will to want to control everything, to want to have things the way you think it should go, and about different different ideas that are harming you, addictions that are harming you. It's about, releasing, letting that go, and to move on, because that's exactly what Sun square Pluto is about. It is about surrendering to that natural change that is a part of growth. This, change happens here. I spoke on the last reading about, we live here on Earth, and as we see, we have different seasons, and yeah, here lately, we've all been having all four of them in the same day. But we see the changes that Earth goes through. We see how we have our winter time and everything dies down, and then we have spring, everything comes alive, then we have the summer, and everything is just blooming and alive and awake. So we are seeing that, but we have to understand that these changes happen within ourselves as well, and we have to learn how to integrate that, how to transmute and to shift, how to be flexible and to adapt. And this is very much a rebirth, because this is like a deep dive into the self, so to speak. There's a lot of people, this full moon could have illuminated places in your life that is really shifting. Like things that you never thought you would do, you're doing. Things that and it could be that you never thought you had a chance to do it, and there it is. There's a shift. It is one of taking our power back, one of remembering who we are. Remember, Aries is I am. And this shift really is about empowering ourselves to bring and to take back our sovereignty, and to understand that we do have choices. Past couple years, there's a lot of people that have had a lot of problems because they have felt confusion, out of control, because of they feel that everything else is controlling them, and they're lost. They feel like they don't have that. But this full moon is reminding us that we do. This full moon, with the aspects, the other planetary influences that we have, it is bringing back that empowerment and that sovereignty. Also, we have Mercury. Yeah, Mercury, our god there, our planet of communication. And Mercury is the messenger of the gods, but to me, Mercury is a trickster god too. It's almost like he pushes just to see, So Mercury is with Uranus, and Venus has a sextile. So yeah, we had that Mercury conjunct Uranus, and then Uranus was sextile in Venus. So this is really spicing up things. And this is reminding us that we do need to be flexible, that we do need to be open to the change that is around us. Now, when I say be open to the change that's around us, I'm not saying just go up on whatever whims somebody presents you. I'm saying that Venus has been working with us to tell us to help us, I should say, not tell us, but to help us discover what it is that we truly value, what it is that we truly love, what do we want, what do we desire. So with this, yeah, this is very much opening up to that change. So with these changes that are coming, how do we adapt to them and then create, right? How do we produce? So it's a definite with the Mercury conjunct Uranus and sextile with Venus. This is one of changing directions, and it's also looking at how to create abundance in your life. So that's what I'm saying. We have these changes, okay? We have these changes, we adapt. Now, how can we make them work in our favor? How can we transmute this in order to work in our favor, bringing back our sovereignty? How do we create abundance in our life? How do we look at love? How do we look at love? How do we receive love? How do we communicate love and relationships? Also, how are you using your values to help you shift your life and to make those changes? Yeah, it goes pretty deep. It goes pretty deep, guys, because this is some very intense energy. These are some very intense influences that were happening this month. We have a new moon at the beginning and we have a new moon at the end. We're having that black moon, which is also a solar eclipse. So this is very much of ending, beginning energy. And Mercury, though, he will, on the 24th of April, he'll square Saturn, and that'll bring us some very focused energy, very focused indeed. It'll be one to where, we are focused on our work and what we are doing, what we are producing, and, making sure that we're trying to, get that going, get that in, manifesting, creating, unfolding. But I will add here that we need to have patience. Not everybody is like us. Everybody is different. Everybody is unique. Not everybody understands things the way that you do. Not everybody talks the way you do. Not everybody feels the way you do. So be patient. And remember, we all have different perspectives. We all have different perspectives. We have to really be patient and listen. Make sure that when we are having conversations with people, make sure that we're really listening to what they're saying. Also, Mercury will sextile Neptune at the same time, which is going to bring about a lot of creative energy. You talk about abundance of creative energy. It will be like a whoosh. Imagination will be heightened. Your intuition will be very, very strong. This is very compassionate energy. It's relaxed. It's receiving. So this is really, really good energy. And this is also taking place on Orthodox Easter. So that's interesting. So as we are coming up to the eclipses and the black moon, this is a time that you may be pulled to pursue your purpose. And for some of you during this time, that may have changed. We are being pulled to that which we are supposed to share with the world. The past full moon was the activation of this eclipse energy. So we're really being pulled to our purpose. And it could be very different for some people. Because we've had 2 years of craziness and we've had to deal with so much. And there's a lot of people that have suffered through this time because this has been a very traumatic time. I don't care who you are, this is traumatic. What has been happening to this whole world in the past 2 years is traumatic. And look what's still happening. Look at what's going on in China, Australia, what's happening with Russia and Ukraine. What's happening at the United States borders. We have a lot of problems and we've been traumatized. So this is a very important time for people to step up. This is healers. If you want to call yourself a light worker, this is the time for those to step up and help people, you energy workers. And I feel this is activating that. A rebirth of ourselves is like us knowing that, this part is, this is our game that we are having to play. And yes, we do need currency. Money is the way we exchange energy in our world, and we do need that. But at the same time, we're really being pulled to pursue that which we can help and give. We are in that beginning of the age of Aquarius, which is humanitarianism. So, yeah. And you may have thought, this is what I want to do, and this is where I'm headed, and all of this happened, and now you're like, you know what? No, this is where I'm really needed. This is where I'm being pulled to go. We all have that unique energetic expression, and it is needed in certain places. So listen to your intuition, listen to your soul pulling you. It's one of those things that, we are awakening, and those words are used so much nowadays. I hate using them because so many people are using them and they don't really understand the significance of what that is, the energy, the strong energy that is behind that. It's truly amazing. Now, one other thing that happened, and we are still reeling off, is the Jupiter and Neptune meeting in Pisces. It was, and I will say this over and over again, this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. The last time this happened was in 1856. 1856. And even though that Jupiter is going to go retrograde later this year, he will be going backwards into Pisces because he will enter, let me see, when did I write that down? He's going to be entering Aries in May. But he will go retrograde, but he will not go back to that same degree. He's going to stop around the 23rd, 24th degrees of Pisces. So he's not going to go all the way back. So this will be his only chance. So this is saying this conjunction was very special. And that energy is still coming in because these are our outside planets. So the energy is still coming in. And with him moving through, so we are moving through a lot of things, and this is we have to release. Back in 2018 and 2019 and even back to 2017, I spoke about the great conjunction that we had in Capricorn, and now we're coming to that point to where that cycle is that it's time to release. We have a lot of establishment energy of the past that is really harming our world, and we can see this right now. we can definitely see that in order to move forward and go into that future, we need to release and we need to allow it to dissolve. So there can be an opening for new energy, because if we're still hanging on to something, it's still there. But when we release it, we let it go, it creates that vacuum, so we can suck in, it can bring in that lighter energy. So this is something that is freeing us. Pisces. Pisces tells me, I should say, that it reminds us that we are a collective consciousness, ourselves, our cells. Everything within us, our blood, our heart, our mind, everything. Just look at how our body is made. Look at everything. We have different bacteria, we have different yeast, we have all kinds of different things that coexist in our body with us. And we are amazing, amazing beings. We are. And we are very, very smart, but we just got to start using our minds and our hearts and our souls together instead of chasing the money, which is what is happening in our world now. So our body, we are the collective consciousness. That is, Pisces just screams that to me. And Pisces is about a release. It's letting go. It's releasing. It's lightening your load. It's time to let it go. We no longer have to carry it. We no longer have to allow that. This is, this connects, we are that collective. So we are connecting. Pisces allows us to connect to our physical humanness as well as the spiritual world. So Pisces is allowing us to connect these two worlds together, our humanness and our spiritual world. Remember, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. There's a lot of people that may feel confused. You may feel like you're not really sure where you're going to go. Again, it's very understandable because of all the trauma that's been thrown at us, and all of the chaotic energy. We're getting to that energy of just completion. It's completed. It's time to move on. It's time to, okay, we know this now. We have this. We know that we can't have that anymore. That's destructive. That's going to tear us down. We can't have that anymore. That is not good for us. We have to release that. And we have to we have to rebirth. We have to rebirth it into something better, into something that is more harmonious for us. There is a peacefulness that I am feeling, like an inner peacefulness with Pisces. And it reminds us of, as above, so below, as within, so without. We have to work at, understanding that what we have been experiencing is actually helping us grow. Taurus is methodical. There's a method here. And through these experiences, through these situations that we have been through, we need to learn from them. What good is the past if we don't learn from it and we don't keep committing the same mistakes over and over again? Pisces is, is kind of like that strainer. When you're pouring liquids out, it keeps the debris. It keeps, when you're making your teas or whatever you may, when you strain, you're pouring the liquid through. It's gathering up all the stuff that just I don't want to say garbage, because herbs aren't garbage, but it's debris, the stuff that's no longer needed. It's no longer needed. It's time to let it go. We have to understand that true power is how you serve yourself, and understanding that you are the one that makes choices for you. You are the one that has to produce for yourself. You are the one that has to make it in this life and take care of you. Get in touch with your higher self. This is a really good time, I feel, as we are coming into this this eclipse on the 30th. I feel that it's really, really good to really get in touch with what serves you. What is the higher, what is the highest good? Meditate, get in touch with your higher self, listen to your intuition. And one thing I do want to say that I think is really, really important is to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. The whole world has been very defensive since, I'll say, January 2020. Since then, we have been in that defensive type mode, because we don't know what's coming next. And it's all these things that are happening outside of us, and we can't really control it. And that energy is changing. That energy is slowly changing, and that really does go with the tarot reading that I did for this astrology reading for the week ahead. Capricorn energy is going away, and that is some tough energy. It's moving away, and it's telling us to leave the past in the past. It is time for us to be offensive, to get back our sovereignty, to take our power back. We are control of ourselves. We are control of our bodies. It's ours. It's our sovereign right. And that has nothing to do with any religion. That is, we are sovereign. We aren't owned by anyone but ourselves. So we do have, I do feel that with the things that are happening right now, many of us are feeling our soul mission pulling us. And because we are releasing, because we are letting go, there's more choices that are going to become available to us as the month goes on. We've had a lot of big energy, a lot of trauma and turmoil, and it is time to leave it in the past. Listen to your higher self and start making those decisions that serve you, not in a selfish way. That's not what I'm speaking about. I'm not speaking of selfish. I'm speaking of selfful, of what is best, what is of the highest good for you and your family. The eclipse will be very, very strong, and when this eclipse comes, I do feel that that something is going to be decided, and then we're going to have our lunar eclipse that will be coming after that, and that is a definite release. Yeah. How do I put that lightly? It goes right in line with the card when I did the reading. Hang on just a second. When I did the reading, the enlightenment was the Three of Swords. And this is saying that there's going to be a decision that's going to be made. So something is going to be released. And It's just about growing. It's just about, you know, becoming more of who we are, of our higher self, of stepping up. It is time to step up. It's time to get out of and help people. Understand you're not a doormat. You don't have to allow people to abuse you. You do not have to be of service to people that do not have good intentions with you. That is not what I'm saying. Help those that want help. Help those that are willing to do the work. I have been coming out more because I'm being pulled to share my words more, to share my ideas more, to be available to people in ways that can help them, to offer them assistance in ways that I can. And I do that through readings, through tarot readings, through astrology. I'm also a Reiki master, so I do a lot of energy healing, and so forth. So I'm feeling pulled to do that because there are genuine people out there that are lost, that are confused, that need help. But in no way, form, or fashion am I telling you to be a doormat for people, to allow people to abuse you, to allow people to take your energy and take and take. That is that older energy that I'm saying that is outdated. It's time to let that go. That is that, I call it bottom feeder energy. So it is time to step up, listen to our intuition, feel our souls pulling us. What can we share with the world? What are we here to share with the world? How are we here to express our unique energetic expression? How are we to do that? And it does take us getting alone, getting in a quiet place, a place where we won't be disturbed, where we can just sit and we can just, meditating is hard for some people. You don't have to be perfect at it. You can write. You can write things. That helps people clear their mind too. When you have a lot on your mind, start journaling. That'll help get it out. But it's time to start taking our power back, adapting to what's going on, integrating and working around it so that we can create what we want. So I am going to leave you with that. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you all next week, and we will talk about this black moon and solar eclipse and that energy that it has. It's got some strong energy. I'm already feeling it. Also, guys, there's been a lot of CMEs going on, so if you're feeling tired and run down, that's one of the symptoms of it. It does affect us. People don't believe that, but if it affects our earth, it affects us. We are a part of this earth, and it does affect us in different ways. It can make us spacey. It can make us tired, forgetful. Body aches. You can feel like you got a cold coming on. Headaches. Drink plenty of water. If you're feeling run down and that sort of thing, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Get out in nature if you can. I know the weather has been crazy, but please get out in nature if you can and go for a walk, or just go sit in your backyard and listen to birds or whatever. I know some people are still getting snow now, but try to sit outside and be with nature, and just don't take your cell phone with you. No, no, no. Don't take your tablet. Don't take your laptop. Sit out there alone and just be. Just be. Doing that will help you connect with yourself. stones for grounding. I love bloodstone and I love tiger's eye. And I love using them together. Those really help me to ground and center and get my thoughts together. You can always throw in a clear quartz, which will enhance their energy, and it will also enhance your clarity. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and I offer you. Well, I can't even talk. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I offer you many, many blessings. So, Mary part till we merry meet again.